users in early stage are just going to build what already exists because synthetic users are trained on what people already do. I saw a really interesting discussion this morning that product-led growth is over and we're now on agent-led growth. And it's not that I 100% agree with that, but I think that's a really good description of the trend pressure that I've been seeing and why it's harder to waltz in and say we're going to help people build amazing products that customers love. I think it's connected to the explosive rise of positioning. Positioning has always been an important thing, but there's this sense now there's this massive new ecosystem being built in which everybody cannot be the biggest player anymore and you can't go and sweep a market anymore. You have to be in a very solid position in the ecosystem and connected to everyone else. So then it's just this race to figure out where you are in the ecosystem and be the person who successfully claims that spot. Is that agent-led growth instead of product-led growth? It's not exactly pure agent-led growth. I would really say it's positioning-led growth more than anything else. People have been asking me forever, if we can build things with AI and we can test things with AI, then what exactly is the human aspect of product management? So then we get to what is still essential training for product. If you're working on product validation strategy, what do you still really need to know? And for me, the thing that I do not see AIs pulling off in the next 5 years is customer meaning and unique positioning. It's this foundational layer under a lot of the execution that is the what are we even doing here, for who, why, and what does it mean? I think that in the next decade, meaning is the topic. What does it really mean? How does it make an impact? And how does it make an impact not just behaviorally or by metrics, but at this fundamental human level of what does the customer truly care about and what does it narratively mean to them? So we talk a lot about prompt engineering, but the obvious layer below prompt engineering is what are you actually trying to accomplish in the first place? You can now ideate with AI and design with AI and build with AI and prototype with AI and clarify your thoughts with AI. The one thing you cannot do with AI is listen about the synthetic user. They build AI versions of your users based on what you know about them and their behavior and what they've said. And then you talk to them and projects what the user would say, also what it already knows about those users in general. They're trying to kind of synthetic users on being able to be impulsive and intuitive. So here's what I actually think. I've been a usability test user a lot. Living in San Francisco, being a tech person causes you to go into a lot of user tests of different tech companies, large and small and famous and otherwise. And I had the honor of being one of the earliest user tests on self-driving cars. And I actually think that you can do a lot of usability with synthetic users. I think there's like layers of understanding of what people do. And the fact is that the majority of UX testing is how do we design this to really work for a human brain? Obviously, human brains are very different in different cultures and different countries for different types of users, right? Like a grandma's onboarding flow is going to be different than my onboarding flow. But there is this common grammar of design that globally, by the point that you're trying to make things elegantly work for people and get people to do what you need them to do and get them to receive the information you need them to receive, there is best practice design around that. And they can do that off of synthetic users. I think what you can't use synthetic users for is early stage validation, because early stage validation is about what does it mean? Is there there? And in some sense, if there was a model for what those users really wanted and needed, somebody would have built that product already. In early stage, you're really just trying to build the model of what part of this is even important to the user and where does it live in the user's life and how do we position it and what is the story and what is it even supposed to do? And synthetic users don't have that. It's actually hard enough to drag that out of real humans. You cannot proxy that because you're looking at the real geometry and like the real landscape of real users' lives that at a level of nuance that can only be one-to-one. If you use synthetic users in early stage, you're just going to build what already exists because synthetic users are trained on what people already do. So the question is essentially, what are you testing? Are you trying to figure out best practices in your specific situation? Because AI is great for that. Or are you trying to figure out if there's a there at all and what the shape of that is? That's 0 to 1. Then AI is terrible at that. AI needs you to tell it that.